All right, so today we're diving into a world that's super important for public health and the environment.
hmm
We're going to be looking at how to prepare for a wastewater treatment operator interview.
Yeah, some people might not realize just how crucial these operators are.
Right, like when we think about clean water, we don't always think about the people behind the scenes.
Exactly. They're the unsung heroes, making sure that what goes down the drain stays down the drain.
I like that. So to help everybody ace these interviews, we're going to deep dive into some common questions, and we've got some awesome resources from RoleCatcher to guide us.
Oh, yeah, RoleCatcher, they've got some really great stuff. Career guides, interview guides, and you know what else is really cool?
What's that?
They have AI tools.
AI tools for interview prep.
Yeah, it's amazing. Imagine like having an AI co-pilot that looks at the job description and tells you exactly which skills to highlight, like on your resume and cover letter.
It's like having a personalized career coach just for your job search.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so before we get to those questions, let's break down what a wastewater treatment operator actually does.
Sure.
Because it's more than just dealing with, wastewater, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're talking about treating and cleaning drinking water, processing wastewater to remove all those harmful substances, analyzing water quality through samples and tests, ensuring everything's complying with environmental regulations.
Wow, so you're like a scientist, a
Yeah.
technician, and an environmental guardian all in one.
You got it.
That's pretty impressive.
Ah,
Okay, let's dive into those interview questions.
all right.
RoleCatcher has a great list of common ones. So first up, can you describe your experience in wastewater treatment?
All right, so this is your time to really shine.
Okay.
Don't just give a generic answer. The interviewer wants to see your practical knowledge and your hands-on experience. So talk about specific projects, certifications, maybe even times you had to troubleshoot a tricky situation.
I like that. Give them some real-world examples.
Exactly. Did you ever help optimize a treatment process or implement a new safety protocol?
Ooh, those are good ones.
Those are the kind of details that'll make you stand out.
So it's all about showing, not just telling.
You got it. Now imagine the interviewer follows up and says, what was the most challenging aspect of that project and how did you overcome it?
Ooh, they're really digging deep now.
Yeah, they want to see those problem-solving skills in action. And you know what?
Right.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you craft responses to these follow-up questions
Oh, wow.
and tailor them to the specific job you're going for.
So you're not just getting generic advice, you're getting advice that's specific to that company and that role.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Okay, next question. How do you ensure compliance with environmental regulations?
All right, so here is where you really showcase your knowledge of those regulations and your commitment to environmental responsibility.
So it's not enough to just say, I follow the rules.
Right, you got to go deeper than that. Mention specific regulations like the Clean Water Act.
Okay.
Talk about the processes you follow, like regular audits or monitoring techniques. Did you ever take the initiative to stay updated on the latest changes?
Oh, that's a good one. Show them you're proactive.
Exactly. And this could lead to a follow-up question like, can you give me an example of a time you identified a potential compliance issue and how you addressed it?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like a real-world test of your knowledge and your integrity.
Exactly. They want to see that you're committed to doing things the right way.
I like that. Okay, how about this one? How do you troubleshoot and resolve equipment malfunctions?
All right, so this is a critical one. Wastewater treatment plants rely on some pretty complex machinery.
That's true.
So this question is all about testing your technical aptitude and your problem-solving skills.
Right, because things are bound to go wrong at some point.
Exactly. So walk the interviewer through your step-by-step process. How do you approach a problem? Do you start by identifying the symptoms? Do you use any diagnostic tools? Do you have like a go-to resource for troubleshooting guides?
It's like having a mental checklist to make sure you don't miss anything.
Exactly. And imagine the interviewer says, have you ever encountered a malfunction that you couldn't solve immediately? What did you do?
Ah, that's a tough one. It's like they're trying to throw you off balance.
A little bit, but it's also a great opportunity to show your resourcefulness and, you know what else?
What?
Your commitment to safety.
Because sometimes knowing when to ask for help
Yeah.
is the safest option.
Exactly. You're not expected to know everything, but you need to know how to handle those tricky situations safely and effectively.
That's a great point. Okay, let's move on to another crucial question. How do you handle hazardous materials and chemicals?
Right. Safety first.
Right. This one seems pretty straightforward, but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye.
There is. Of course, you'll mention the personal protective equipment you use and those safety protocols like HAZCOM.
HAZCOM.
Yeah, Hazard Communication Standard. It's all about making sure everyone knows the risks and how to handle those chemicals safely. But you can take it a step further by describing how you proactively identify potential hazards or how you implement additional safety measures.
Ooh, I like that. Showing that you're going above and beyond.
Exactly. Or maybe you've even trained others on best practices.
So it's not just about knowing the rules, it's about creating a culture of safety.
Absolutely. And you know what a potential follow-up question here could be? Can you describe a time when you noticed a colleague not following safety procedures? How did you address the situation?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's about having those tough conversations, but also showing your leadership qualities.
Exactly. And you know what? RoleCatcher's AI can be a huge help in crafting responses to these behavioral questions.
Oh, really?
It helps you showcase the right skills and qualities.
That's fantastic. Okay, ready for the next question?
Bring it on.
All right, here it is. How do you prioritize tasks when dealing with multiple issues simultaneously?
The multitasking question.
Yeah, that's one that we can all relate to.
It's all about your time management and organizational skills. Wastewater treatment plants can be hectic.
I bet.
So you need a system for handling those competing demands.
Hmm?
Do you use a priority matrix or a to-do list app? Do you color code your calendar? Whatever your method is, explain it clearly and show how you stay on top of things.
So organization is key.
Absolutely. And think about this possible follow-up. Can you give me an example of a time when you had to juggle multiple urgent tasks? How did you decide what to tackle first, and what was the outcome?
Ooh, that's a good one. It really puts your decision-making skills to the test.
It does. And it shows that you can stay calm and focused in a fast-paced environment.
I love how you're bringing these real-world examples. It's one thing to say you're good at multitasking, but it's another to show it with a concrete story.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to a more technical question. How do you ensure proper disinfection of wastewater?
Okay, this sounds like it gets to the heart what a wastewater treatment operator does.
It does. You'll want to explain different disinfection methods like chlorine or UV light, but more importantly, showcase how you choose the right method for the situation. Maybe certain types of wastewater require different approaches. Maybe your plant uses a combination of methods. Don't forget about those monitoring and testing procedures.
Right, you need to prove that the disinfection was successful.
Exactly. So it's a combination of knowledge and critical thinking.
I see. You need to know the options and then make the best decision based on the specific circumstances.
You got it. And a potential follow-up question could be, have you ever encountered a situation where the standard disinfection method wasn't effective? How did you adapt?
Ooh, that's a good one. It shows your flexibility and your problem-solving skills.
Exactly. It's all about showing that you're not just following a script, but you're thinking critically and adapting to ensure the best possible outcome.
Okay, I'm loving these follow-up questions. They really challenge you to think on your feet.
They do. Now, this next question might seem a little less exciting, but it's still crucial. How do you maintain accurate records and documentation?
Okay, I could see how that would be important, but why is it so crucial?
Well, meticulous record keeping is vital in wastewater treatment. It's about accountability, traceability, ensuring that the plant operates smoothly and complies with all those regulations.
So those records are like the backbone of the whole operation.
Exactly. So whether you use a digital system or good old-fashioned logbooks, explain your process for documenting everything from water quality readings to maintenance logs.
Okay.
And emphasize accuracy, organization, and attention to detail.
So it's about showcasing those essential qualities that make a reliable and trustworthy operator.
You got it. A potential follow-up question here could be, can you describe a time when you had to retrieve specific information from your records to address an issue or answer a query? How did you ensure the information was accurate and readily available?
So they're not just looking for someone who can fill out forms, they're looking for someone who can use those records effectively.
Exactly. It's about problem solving and efficiency.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these questions are interconnected. They're all looking for those core skills and qualities that make a successful wastewater treatment operator.
You got it. It's all about painting a complete picture of yourself as a candidate.
Well said.
Good.
Okay, are you ready for another safety-focused question?
Hit me with it.
All right, here it is. How do you ensure the safety of yourself and others working in the treatment plant?
Safety is paramount.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some key things to highlight here?
Go beyond just listing those safety protocols. Talk about specific training programs you've participated in, certifications you hold, or even times you've taken the initiative to implement additional safety measures.
Show them that you're not just following the rules, but you're actively promoting a culture of safety.
Exactly. And a potential follow-up here could be, have you ever had to conduct a safety audit or inspection? What did you look for, and what steps did you take to address potential hazards?
So it's about being proactive and identifying those risks before they become problems.
You got it. All right, how are you feeling about those interview questions so far?
I'm feeling a lot more confident. I could see how, with some preparation and practice, I could really knock those answers out of the park.
Me too. But we've got a few more tricky ones to tackle in the next part of the episode.
Okay, I'm ready for the challenge.
Great, because those curveballs are coming up next.
All right, I'm excited to see what you've got,
Stay tuned.
and we'll be right back.
Okay, so are you ready for a question that really puts you in the hot seat?
Oh, yeah. Hit me with it.
All right, here it is. Can you describe a time when you had to handle an emergency situation in the treatment plant?
Ooh, okay. That's a tough one. Why is this question so important?
Well, it's all about seeing how you handle pressure. The interviewer wants to know that you can stay calm, think clearly, and take action when things go wrong.
Right, because emergencies are bound to happen in this kind of environment.
Exactly. Remember all those problem-solving skills we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
This is where you really put them to the test.
Okay, so how do I pick the right story to tell?
Choose an incident that shows off your quick thinking, your ability to follow procedures, and of course, your commitment to safety. Maybe a piece of equipment malfunction, or there was a minor chemical spill, whatever the situation. Walk them through it step by step.
Okay.
What were the initial signs? What actions did you take? And what was the outcome?
So it's about structuring the story in a way that highlights those key skills.
Exactly. A real-life example brings those skills to life.
That makes sense. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be really helpful, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it can help you tailor your story to the specific job.
You got it. You can input your story into their platform, and their AI analyzes it and might suggest ways to tweak it to really make it resonate with that employer.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like having a personal storytelling coach.
It is. Okay, let's move on to the last question in this set. Can you explain your experience with plant maintenance?
Okay, this one seems a bit more straightforward.
Yeah, it might seem simple, but it's another chance to show your practical skills and your understanding of how the plant operates.
Okay.
Don't just list routine tasks like cleaning filters or lubricating pumps. Talk about those special projects where you went above and beyond. Did you help implement a preventative maintenance program that reduced downtime?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Or maybe you identified a cost-saving measure. Those are the kind of details that really impress interviewers.
So again, it's about showcasing those problem-solving and proactive skills.
You got it. And a potential follow-up here could be, can you tell me about a time when you had to make a decision about whether to repair or replace a piece of equipment? What factors did you consider?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's about balancing those costs and benefits, making the most informed decision.
Exactly. They want to see that you can think strategically and make decisions that impact the plant's efficiency and budget.
Wow, these follow-up questions are really something else.
Right.
I'm starting to see how important it is to be prepared for anything.
It's all about showing them you can handle those real-world challenges. Okay, we've spent a lot of time on those common interview questions, but RoleCatcher also has some great insights into career paths within the wastewater treatment field.
That's right. It's not just about getting the job. It's about understanding where that job can take you.
Exactly. So let's talk about those career stages. What does an entry-level role look like?
Okay, break it down for us.
All right, so as an entry-level operator, you'll be learning the ropes, assisting those senior operators with daily tasks, and building a solid foundation. You might be operating equipment under supervision monitoring processes, collecting samples, performing basic tests. It's all about getting that hands-on experience.
So a lot of learning by doing. What kind of person thrives in this role?
Well, RoleCatcher describes someone who's motivated, detail-oriented, and passionate about water treatment and environmental sustainability.
Wow.
Someone who's eager to learn and contribute to the team. They might have a background in chemistry or a basic water treatment certification, and they're probably pursuing those additional certifications to really boost their knowledge and skills.
It sounds like the perfect starting point for someone who's passionate about this field.
It is. And from there, you can progress to a junior-level position where you take on more responsibility.
Okay, so what does that look like?
You'll be operating equipment, independently troubleshooting those minor malfunctions, ensuring compliance, and even training new operators.
So you're moving from assisting to leading.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher describes someone at this stage as a skilled and proactive operator with hands-on experience.
Hmm.
They're proficient in monitoring processes, making adjustments, meeting those regulatory standards. They likely have an advanced water treatment certification,
Okay.
a good grasp of water chemistry experience with troubleshooting, and maybe even additional certifications in safety-related areas.
That sounds like someone who's really becoming a valuable asset to the plant.
They are. Now, what about the senior level? What sets those individuals apart?
All right, tell us about the rock stars of the wastewater treatment world.
Okay, so at the senior level, you're leading the charge.
Yeah.
You're overseeing the whole plant, developing optimization strategies, analyzing data, mentoring junior operators, ensuring compliance, and even collaborating with regulatory agencies.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is. You're a leader, a mentor, a true expert in the field.
So what does RoleCatcher say about the ideal candidate for this role?
They describe a results-driven and experienced leader with a proven track record of managing and optimizing treatment processes.
Okay.
Someone with expertise in plant operations, a knack for improving efficiency, and a passion for training others.
Mm.
They might have those advanced certifications in water treatment SCADA systems or even project management.
It's amazing to see how the responsibilities and the skill set evolve throughout a career in wastewater treatment.
It is. There's always room to grow and learn in this field.
And RoleCatcher really paints a clear picture of what each stage looks like.
They do, and they also emphasize that no matter where you are in your career, continuous learning is essential.
Okay, so let's talk about that. How can someone stay current in this field? It seems like technology and regulations are constantly changing.
Oh, they are. RoleCatcher recommends a few things. Take those continuing education courses, pursue those advanced certifications, attend industry workshops and seminars.
And of course, stay updated on the latest regulations and technologies by reading those industry publications and connecting with other professionals.
So it's a combination of formal education, hands-on experience, and staying connected with the industry.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher also has some great tips for showcasing your capabilities as you advance in your career.
Like what?
Well, they suggest creating a portfolio that highlights your projects, developing a professional website, and of course, networking with other professionals.
Oh, yeah. Networking is so important.
It is. Those industry events and online forums can be gold mines of information and connections.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground on career paths and staying current. Now, I'm curious about those frequently asked questions that RoleCatcher has in their guide. What are some common concerns that people have about this career?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
RoleCatcher addresses a lot of those common questions. Let's start with one that gets right to the heart of the job. What is the role of a wastewater treatment operator?
Okay, break it down for us. What's the essence of this role? It's all about protecting public health and the environment by treating and cleaning drinking water, processing wastewater to remove those harmful substances, and conducting tests to analyze water quality. You're essentially a guardian of clean water.
Wow, that's a powerful way to put it. It sounds like a huge responsibility, but also a very rewarding one.
It is.
Yeah.
So what are some of the specific responsibilities of a wastewater treatment operator? What do they actually do on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, give us the inside scoop.
Well, those daily tasks can vary depending on the plant and your specific role, but generally you'll be operating and maintaining equipment, monitoring treatment processes, adjusting those chemical levels, controlling the flow of water or wastewater, making sure everything meets those strict quality standards, performing inspections, collecting samples, and conducting all those essential tests.
So it's a hands-on job that requires both technical skills and attention to detail.
You got it.
Yeah.
And speaking of skills, RoleCatcher's FAQ section also dives into the specific skills required for a successful career in wastewater treatment.
And it's not just about those technical skills, right?
Right. You need a strong understanding of water treatment and wastewater processes, familiarity with operating and maintaining equipment, the ability to analyze those water samples and conduct tests, and excellent problem-solving and troubleshooting skills for those unexpected situations.
Right, because things don't always go according to plan.
Exactly. But you also need those soft skills, attention to detail, the ability to follow protocols, strong communication skills, and a knack for working effectively as part of a team.
So it's a combination of technical expertise and those interpersonal skills that are so essential in any workplace.
Exactly. Now let's address a question that's probably on everyone's mind. What qualifications or education do you need to become a wastewater treatment operator?
Okay, break it down for us. What's the typical path?
All right, so as we mentioned earlier, a high school diploma or equivalent is often the minimum requirement, but many employers prefer candidates with some post-secondary education. Whether it's a certificate program, an associate's degree, or even a bachelor's degree in a related field like environmental science or water technology. And of course, those certifications can give you a real edge in the job market.
Speaking of certifications, RoleCatcher has a whole section dedicated to those,
Well,
right?
they do. It's a great resource for understanding the different types of certifications, the requirements, and how they can benefit your career.
Okay, let's dive into some of those common certifications.
All right, so some of the most popular ones include the Wastewater Treatment Operator certification, often with different levels based on experience and knowledge.
Hmm.
Then there's the Wastewater Collection System Operator certification, focusing on those pipes and pumps that transport wastewater.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the Water Treatment Operator certification, which is all about ensuring safe drinking water.
Wow. There are a lot of options.
There are. Are there any other certifications that might be helpful in this field?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious. Are there any that focus on specific areas like lab work or safety?
Definitely. If you're interested in the lab side of things, the Environmental Laboratory Analyst certification could be a great choice.
Okay.
And for those who want to focus on safety, the Hazardous Waste Operations and Emergency Response, or HAZEWOPER certification, is essential.
Wastewater.
Yeah, it covers everything from handling hazardous materials to responding to emergencies.
So you can really tailor your certifications to your specific interests and career goals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to a question that many people might be wondering about. What are the working conditions like for a wastewater treatment operator?
Okay, give us the inside scoop. Is it as well smelly as people imagine?
Well, it's true. You might encounter some unpleasant odors from time to time,
Yeah, I figured that might be part of the deal.
but those odors are a small price to pay for the important work you're doing.
That's true.
You'll be working in water and wastewater treatment plants, which can be large and complex facilities with lots of machinery. You might be exposed to noise chemicals and sometimes outdoor elements depending on the plant and the tasks involved. Safety is paramount, so you'll always be following those strict protocols and wearing the appropriate personal protective equipment.
So it's a job that requires both physical and mental stamina.
Absolutely. And typically you'll be working full time, which might include those evening or weekend shifts.
Okay.
And you might even be on call for emergencies, so flexibility is key.
So it's not your typical 9-to-5 desk job.
Not at all. But for someone who enjoys hands-on work and making a difference, it's incredibly rewarding.
I can see that. Now let's talk about a topic that's probably top of mind for anyone considering this career path.
Mm-hmm.
What is the career outlook for wastewater treatment operators? Okay, is this a field with job security?
The good news is that the job outlook is generally stable and even projected to grow in some areas.
Oh, that's good to hear.
There's a constant need to maintain and upgrade those aging water and wastewater systems. And those regulations on water quality and environmental protection are only getting stricter. So the demand for skilled operators is expected to remain steady or even increase in the coming years.
That's great news for anyone entering this field. It sounds like a career with long-term potential.
It is. And RoleCatcher also addresses those opportunities for advancement within the field.
Yes, we touched on those career stages earlier, but let's dive a little deeper. What are some of the ways a wastewater treatment operator can advance their career?
Well, there are multiple paths you can take. You could move into those supervisory or management roles,
Okay.
like becoming a team leader, a shift supervisor, or even a plant manager. Or you could specialize in a specific area of water or wastewater treatment,
Oh, interesting.
becoming an expert in disinfection techniques, sludge management, or advanced water quality analysis.
So you can become a leader or a specialist depending on your interests and strengths.
Exactly. Are there any other options?
Yeah, are there any other paths that people might not be aware of?
Absolutely. You could even get involved in the research and development of new treatment technologies.
Oh, wow.
That's where the real innovation happens. Or you could transition into a related field like environmental consulting or regulatory compliance. The possibilities are really quite diverse.
That's exciting. It sounds like there are many opportunities for growth and exploration within this field. And it's great to know that RoleCatcher provides guidance on those different paths.
They do. Their career guide is a valuable resource for understanding those different options and planning your career trajectory.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about what a wastewater treatment operator does, those common interview questions, career paths, certifications, working conditions, the job outlook, and even those frequently asked questions that address common concerns.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. I'm feeling much more informed about this career path. But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to those RoleCatcher AI tools.
Sure.
Can you remind us again how they can help with interview prep?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So imagine this. You've crafted your responses to those tough interview questions, and you're feeling pretty good about them.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you know if they're tailored to the specific company and the role you're applying for?
That's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in, right?
Exactly. You input your answers into their platform, and their AI will analyze them based on the job description you're targeting.
Okay.
It's like having a personalized interview coach who knows exactly what that employer is looking for.
So it goes beyond just giving you general advice.
Mhm.
It actually looks at the specific job you're applying for.
It does, and it might suggest highlighting certain skills, tailoring your language to match the company's values, or even adding specific details that align with their current projects.
Wow.
It's all about making sure your responses resonate with that specific employer and showcase your most relevant skills and experiences.
That's incredible. It sounds like a real game changer for anyone who wants to stand out from the competition.
It is, and it can really boost your confidence going into those interviews, knowing that your answers are polished and tailored to the specific opportunity.
Okay, we've talked a lot about what to say in those interviews,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm curious about those nonverbal cues, the things that aren't spoken but can still make a big impact.
Oh, that's a great point. Those nonverbal cues can be just as important as your words.
So what are some key things to keep in mind?
Well, first and foremost, make eye contact. It shows you're engaged and confident. And remember to smile. A genuine smile can go a long way in creating a positive impression.
Okay.
Pay attention to your posture, sit up straight, and lean in slightly to show you're interested. And try to avoid those fidgety habits like tapping your foot or playing with your hair.
So it's all about projecting confidence and professionalism through your body language.
Exactly. And remember, practice makes perfect. Do some mock interviews with a friend or family member to get comfortable with those interview questions and to refine your nonverbal communication.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of the job and those specific interview questions, but I want to touch on something that I think is equally important: passion.
Oh, I completely agree. Passion is contagious, and it can really shine through in an interview.
So how can someone convey their passion for wastewater treatment in an interview?
Let your enthusiasm show. Talk about why you're drawn to this field. Maybe it's the environmental impact, the challenge of solving problems, or the satisfaction of knowing you're making a difference in your community. Share a story about a time you felt proud of your work or a project that really excited you.
So it's about letting your personality shine through and showing the interviewers why this job is more than just a paycheck to you.
Exactly. Authenticity is key.
Okay, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive. I'm feeling much more prepared for those wastewater treatment operator interviews. But before we wrap up this part of the episode, I want to reiterate the value of those RoleCatcher resources.
Oh, absolutely. They're career guides, interview guides, and those AI tools can really give you an edge in the job search process. They provide practical advice, personalized feedback, and valuable insights into the field of wastewater treatment.
Well said. And I think one of the key takeaways from our discussion today is the importance of preparation.
Absolutely.
Those interview questions might seem daunting, but with practice research and the right tools, you can absolutely ace those interviews and land your dream job.
Couldn't agree more. Preparation is key to success.
Okay, I think we're ready to move on to the final part of our deep dive.
Let's do it. I'm excited to see what other insights and advice we uncover.
Okay, so we've tackled a ton of those common interview questions, but RoleCatcher has a few more up their sleeve that they call potential curveballs.
Oh, I love a good curveball.
Right. So let's see what we've got. Here's one. How do you stay updated on the latest advancements and changes in the wastewater treatment industry?
All right, so this one's all about showing your commitment to continuous learning and that you're passionate about staying at the forefront of the field.
So it's not enough to just say, I read industry magazines.
Nope, you got to be specific.
Yeah?
Mention those journal subscriptions, the webinars you've attended, those professional development courses you've completed.
Right. Show them you're not just keeping up, you're actively seeking out new knowledge.
Exactly. Paint a picture of yourself as a lifelong learner who's always looking for ways to improve and grow.
I like that. And maybe even mention a recent article you read that sparked your interest or a presentation that got you thinking.
Absolutely. Show them you're engaged and genuinely curious about what's happening in the industry.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, what about this question? What are some of the biggest challenges facing the wastewater treatment industry today?
This one's a big picture question. It's about showing that you understand the industry as a whole and that you're thinking critically about the issues.
So it's not about complaining. It's about showing your awareness and your problem-solving skills.
Exactly. So what are some of those challenges? Well, there's aging infrastructure. Many treatment plants are outdated and need costly upgrades. Then you've got increasing demand for water resources as populations grow and climate change impacts water availability.
And of course, there are those ever stricter environmental regulations.
Right. It's a lot to juggle. So the interviewer wants to see that you're not just aware of these things, but that you're thinking about potential solutions.
So don't just list the problems. Offer some insights.
Exactly. Maybe you've read about new funding models for infrastructure upgrades or advancements in water reuse.
Ooh, those are good ones.
Or perhaps you're interested in exploring new technologies that reduce energy consumption. Whatever your area of interest, show them that you're a forward thinker.
I love that.
That's that.
It's about demonstrating that you're not just focused on the day-to-day, but you're also thinking about the bigger picture.
You got it. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about a question that's all about that company you're interviewing with. Why are you interested in working for this wastewater treatment plant?
Okay, so this is where all that research comes in handy.
Absolutely. You need to go beyond the generic, it seems like a great company. Dive deep into their website, their mission statement, their projects, their values.
Right. What makes them unique? Do they have a strong commitment to sustainability? Are they on the cutting edge of technology?
Exactly. What sets them apart from other treatment plants? And then tailor your answer to highlight those specific things that resonate with you.
So if you're passionate about community engagement, look for those opportunities within the company.
Exactly. Let your values and your interests shine through and show them that you've done your homework.
Okay, last question in this set, but it's a crucial one. Do you have any questions for us?
This is your chance to shine. Don't just say, no, I think you covered everything.
Right, you want to show them you're engaged and curious.
Exactly. This is an opportunity to gather more information and make sure this company is the right fit for you.
So what are some good questions to ask?
Well, you could ask about the company culture, the opportunities for professional development, specific projects you might be involved in, or even the challenges the plant is facing.
Ooh, that's a good one. It shows you're thinking ahead.
Right. It turns the interview into a two-way conversation, which is always a good thing.
Absolutely. Okay, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive. I'm feeling so much more prepared for those wastewater treatment operator interviews.
Me too. We've talked about those common interview questions, those career paths, those certifications, and even those amazing AI tools that can help you really nail those responses.
But I think one of the most important things to remember is to be yourself.
I completely agree. Authenticity is key. Let your passion shine through. Show them your enthusiasm for the field, your willingness to learn, and your commitment to making a difference.
That's what it's all about. So to all those aspiring wastewater treatment operators out there, you're not just applying for a job. You're embarking on a career that is vital to public health and the environment.
It's a career that makes a real difference in the world.
And with the right preparation, the right attitude, and those fantastic resources from RoleCatcher, you can absolutely ace those interviews and launch a fulfilling and impactful career.
Well said. That's it for this deep dive into the world of wastewater treatment operator interviews.
We hope you found it informative and inspiring. Good luck with those interviews, and remember, the future of clean water is in your hands.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep making a positive impact.